The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
NASCAR Sprint Cup driver Clint Bowyer embarks on a full-throttle spot and stalk adventure after his first bull elk with a bow.
All hell breaks loose right there, and that's what's so fun about bow hunting is it's so intense when the game's on.
Looking outside the 47, wind one groove higher than you through the corner.
Realtree's NASCAR Outdoors, presented by Chevy Silverado, the official truck of the outdoors.
Hello everybody, I'm Bill Jordan. For the ones who know me, you know that I live for the outdoors. But what you may not know, that I'm a big follower of the sport of NASCAR. The fans, the pits, the cars. It's intense, lightning fast paced in every sense of the word. Here on Realtree's NASCAR Outdoors, I have the chance to take these drivers and personalities out here in my world. And let me tell you, you'll see a whole different side from the one at the track. This week, Sprint Cup driver Clint Bowyer slips away from the pressure-packed pace of NASCAR and heads for the remote wilderness of Wyoming in pursuit of his first bull elk with a bow. About 20 miles south of Douglas, Wyoming, Bowyer is hunting at Wagonhound Ranch. Featuring over 200,000 private acres of rugged western habitat, is that kind of place that can definitely push you to your limits.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing that's cool about this place. It's extreme. You know, last year, I mean, thinking back to last year, all the hunting we did during rifle season, and then right there at the last day, it just downpours snow, and what a crazy hunt that was. But fast forward a year later, here we are, and you know, my first attempt at it, you know, bow hunt out here, and it was just, I'm sold.
It's just fun to go with somebody that is that into it and that excited, you know, and especially someone that does, you know, does what he does, where, I mean, it's an adrenaline rush every week, and to see him come out and be so excited to go bow hunting, it's kind of makes your job easy to get up in the morning and want to go.
Our first morning, here it is. You know, it's cold and rainy, pretty much terrible conditions.
Now, we'd been hit with some rain in the last few weeks, and sure enough, Clint shows up and it's rainy. It's pretty miserable. We got out, and you know, we gave it a good shot. We heard some bulls bugling and kind of climbed up the mountain and got into some elk right away.
We need to get on that side of him.
You know, we heard him call, and we got up there to him, and guy actually, I crest the hill, and you know, he busted us right there, but he kind of just sat there and walked back and forth, but right there, right off the bat, you know, the first morning, definitely got your blood flowing and got you pumped up for the hunt.
That's all right. I think the dark horned one was pretty big. Oh, was there two? There was three. Well, three. We saw tank right there at the end. Well, there's one. There's a dark horned one that had pretty good character to him. And then there was a light horned one that was cleaned up pretty good on top, had real good tops on.
You think they saw you walk across here?
No.
Because I can see the cows are laying right up here.
They came down with that big one. They went down there and I lost them.
He's exactly where I'd be. Sniff with the ladies.
You know, you work your ass off. There's no doubt about it. A lot of hiking, a lot of walking, especially with Dax. He's part mule, I'm pretty sure. But just, man, I'm serious. This is an opportunity of a lifetime to come out here. Great people, a great hunt, and obviously some of the best elk in the world. So if you're into elk hunting at all and you've never bow hunted, come out here to see Dax and the boys.
Clint Bowyer continues his spot and stalk archery pursuit for a mature Wyoming bull.
Here, you hear him bugling, you hunt him.
Coming up on Realtree's NASCAR Outdoors.
Realtree's NASCAR Outdoors is brought to you by the all-new Chevy Silverado, 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Primo's Hunting, speak the language. New Holland, the official tractor of Team Realtree. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Carhartt, trusted from work to woods. Wiley X Eyewear, absolute premium protection in the field. And by Bill Jordan's Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors.
NASCAR Sprint Cup driver Clint Bowyer continues his chase for his first bull elk with a bow from Wyoming's Wagonhound Ranch. Bowyer has been racing full-time in the Sprint Cup Series since 2006, hailing 8 victories and over 140 top 10 finishes. This season, the 35-year-old Kansas native charges once more for the championship. But here in the hills of Wyoming, Clint pursues a distinctly different, lifelong passion for the outdoors.
This time. Can you try a little harder? You didn't do too good this week.
No. You told me I was talking Japanese to him.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely weren't speaking elk.
Got a good nap on here.
Elkanese, let's think.
Elkanese.
I think confidence was lacking a little bit on my guide's side. I have no idea why.
Hey, has anybody seen the bow? I think I left it back at camp.
But he probably looked at me, first 2 seconds he looked at me, he realized that he was in for a long hunt of a lot of missed approaches and probably nothing killed.
We have backup tonight, just in case he fails. And if he fails, his phone actually sets off an elk call. So these are some bugling machines right here.
Yep. You know, weather broke and it was a nice evening. You know, just kind of cool. Had some rain that day and we climbed up the mountain and heard some elk bugling, so we kind of moved in there and started calling and set up. And there was a bunch of elk above us.
We got up there and I saw him. I was kind of, you know, turned off by him right off the bat. And I really just didn't see anything, but you could see the cows up there and you could see horns going back and forth. That's all you could see is just the top of their horns, and saw some spikes, and I saw, you know, a little 5x5, and I was like, man, let's go on, you know? You can hear them bugling everywhere. Why the hell are we worried about these? There's plenty more out there.
You can see bulls running around and cows running around, bulls chasing cows, and we actually heard a couple bulls fighting up on the hill.
Oh, that bull winded us. Oh, they're fighting. Let's go.
Luckily, there was somebody there that had a better brain than mine, and so we elected to stay with them and pushed on. And their pack, actually, I think it built and grew. You know, you could hear some more bugling in the distance, and they got a little closer. We just kept pushing them, you know, down the mountain and around the bend there.
We could hear them, and we get pretty close, and we're just trying to look for that type of terrain where you could move in and try to get a shot. So we kind of went up through a little rock gap in the rocks.
before you know it, we come up over the hill, and that little spike that I thought was a spike was way bigger. It was him.
We crept up there, and I was just in front of him, and there was a bull standing right there 20 yards in front of us, and a big 5-point bull. Clint just couldn't get a shot, and that bull kind of moved off, so he did move up where, you know, we could look down on the draw, and there was a bunch of cows coming out of the draw, and you could hear another bull in there. And here comes a bull just from our right, moving to our left, and Clint drew, and you know, he drew at the perfect time. This bull came out, and these cows were right in front of the bull, and he probably would have had a shot at that bull had those cows not been in the way. But when he held his bow for, oh shoot, a minute or two, and finally he just couldn't take it anymore and let down, and so they kind of boogered off and went across the draw. All of a sudden we heard some bulls fighting. I mean, they were getting at it.
After a couple of close calls on his pursuit for mature Wyoming bull, Clint Bowyer and his guide Dax, here's some bulls fighting late in the day. For those of you who have bow hunting, two fighting bulls can offer the perfect distraction for a good spot and stalk. Unfortunately, time is running out.
We decided just to run after him, and we had nothing to walk through but wide open, and we walked straight through the open, and these bulls, you know, the whole way along, we just watched them fight and push each other around.
Holy cow, that was my first time. You know, I've seen whitetail fight, and it's incredible, but to see them big animals, like, I mean, he was shoving him clear across, you know, 80 yards across the field, back and forth. They were getting it on. My guy, I think I was so excited that my brain quit, because he was having to tell me, move up, stop, move up, stop. And we, you know, we kind of creep up, and they'd kind of look a little bit, and then get back to beating and banging, and you know, it's just all hell breaks loose right there. And that's what's so fun about bow hunting, is it's so intense when the game's on.
I don't know yet. No.
You know, when that thing shows up, and it's time to shine or go back home with your tail between your legs. I mean, it's intense. All the while, you know, they're completely oblivious to, you know, their surroundings, so we got up on them pretty good.
We ended up getting 40 yards from this bull, and it just, you know, it was just over this grassy hill, and, you know, Clint maybe would have had a shot, but it probably would have been too high. There was, you know, some tall grass, and I think that was a good first-hand experience of what elk hunting, you know, archery elk hunting is like for Clint.
You know, you got to be humbled a little bit, and you know, you got to realize it's hunting. And that's when I realized, hey, you know, it's hard. You know, trying to get one in 20, 30, 40 yards in where you can have the bow, you know, shot is you know, extremely difficult. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of, you know, good calling with the, you know, the guides and having the experience they had. I mean, there's no way in hell in a million years, if I was out there by myself, I could kill an elk with a bow. No way.
Badass in there fighting. He's getting after it. Why'd you have to yell at me? I don't know. I got excited. I think I did too. I was still tired from holding the bow for 38 minutes back there. Man, I tell you, they were both good balls, and I was like, that 5x5 is wide. I know. That turned you on, didn't it?
Clint grew up in Emporia, Kansas, and always used to whitetail hunt. But bow hunting elk is a whole different story.
It is a lot different than whitetail hunting, because you're just not sitting in a tree stand waiting, you know, for that lucky day when he walks by you, makes a mistake. Here, you hear him bugling, you hunt him. I mean, you walk, and finally, you know, get your opportunity, and that doesn't guarantee anything. That just, you know where he's at, you know, he's an old animal for a reason because he's pretty cagey, and you know, he's making some dumb decisions right here in rut time, but nonetheless, you know, he's pretty aware of his surroundings. So, you know, just the emotions of knowing, you know, there he is. I know he's close. I know he's close. Then you get there and he might not be big enough, or you know, you can't get him close enough. Dang, walking 5,000 miles back and forth, up and down. Not really down, was it? There was no downs. It was back and forth and up. I have no idea how that happens, but if you're with Dax, you're going up, baby.
With time running out, Clint kicks into high gear on his pursuit for a mature bull.
We're pressed for time. We only have 3 days. You know, we got to get out of here.
Next on Realtree's NASCAR Outdoors.
Realtree's NASCAR Outdoors is brought to you by the all-new Chevy Silverado, 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Primo's Hunting, speak the language. New Holland, the official tractor of Team Realtree. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Carhartt, trusted from work to woods. Wiley X Eyewear, absolute premium protection in the field. And by Bill Jordan's Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors.
NASCAR Sprint Cup driver Clint Bowyer is at Wagonhound Ranch in Wyoming after his first bull elk with a bow. After several close encounters, it's down to the wire, and the pressure is on for Clint and his guy Dax to spot another shooter.
I really think this could be the day. What do you think? You've lost, what, like 25 pounds on this hunt? Lost 25. We've walked a grand total of 4,787 miles. Our old lady's divorced us. Nobody likes us. Except for that one, hopefully dead elk, very soon.
We're pressed for time. We only have 3 days. You know, we got to get out of here. So it's extremely hard for the guides. They got to do their homework, you know, tenfold. You know, before we get here, they know where the bulls are at, and they try to, you know, do their best to get us on them as quick as possible. But again, you know, there's no guarantees. They move around a lot.
He's coming, he's coming.
When we finally, you know, heard a bull that we kind of locked onto, and again, you know, how do you choose that one? We hear one to the right, you hear one up on the top. That big one I was talking about was over to the left, and then there was 2 or 3 behind you. I mean, there's options everywhere. Take your pick, which way you want to go. We went up and followed that one up through that draw, and it was, you know, you gotta get close to him, you'd hear him, and then he'd go away for a while, and you could, you know, we were being pretty loud, bouncing up through there, and, you know, got close to him a couple times, never really could see him. You know, finally, I could see some light. Chad saw him first, way down behind us, and then, you know, Dax kind of said there he's moving, and of course I'm getting excited. Now Dax is yelling at me, quit moving, you know, and so I finally stood still, and next thing I know, Dax goes, there he is. So I'm looking down here and I'm like, nah, I don't see him. He's on the right, and I look up and there he is, like 20 yards. It's like, uh-oh. He finally turned and went up about 40 yards and kind of turned 3/4 broadside to me. It was a good shot. It was one of those, he just knew right off the bat. I was like, that was a good one. Of course, then Dax goes up there and we don't find any blood. He's like, are you sure you got him? Well, I'm pretty sure. Didn't you see it? Nobody saw me shoot it. So I was a little bit bummed out that I possibly had missed this bull again. We found that blood, and that was when it got exciting.
Get your asses up here. Yes!
Oh, sweet.
Look how funky he is.
That is awesome.
God dang, his eyes all.
Kind of sunken in.
Well, he just got shot.
I think he must have been blind for you to hit
He had
him.
He must be deaf. As much noise as we made.
Oh.
We damn sure have had some fun though, ain't we?
Oh, jeez. That was awesome.
Yeah!
That was awesome. I mean, there's nothing like it. Like I said, you'll appreciate an elk hunt when you come out here and bow hunt like that. When you walk and walk and walk and work your ass off, you know, to try to find the right one, the right opportunity to, you know, present itself. And when it finally does, it's a huge relief and you know, something you'll never forget.
Hey, by the way, if you ever bear hug a guide, make sure he don't roll over on top of you if he's the size of him. Yeah, I was like, yeah. I probably sound like an elk bugle.